Merry Christmas, y'all. As I hope you know, on Christmas, we celebrate the beautiful reality of how God, the majestic God, the creator of the galaxies, the stars, the one who designed the cell and the atom, had this grand God, majestic God, became a little baby and was born of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Bethlehem in a manger. Beautiful gift for us. And in light of this, one of the things that I've been pondering are the effects of the birth of a child within a family, within a home. I have an older sister who has 3 children, and the oldest one is 6, and so 6 years ago, they didn't have any children. It was just them 2. I remember very vividly, when their first child, little Emma, was born, and a lot of things changed for them when she was born in their home, right? Now they couldn't just make decisions considering them 2, right? Now every decision they had to make had to take little Emma into account because it was their child. This is now a member of the family. So what are we going to do tonight? Well, what's Emma's sleeping schedule, right? What are we going to buy? Well, what's in the budget? What about those diapers we could have to continue to buy, right? They're expensive, right? Every decision, where should we live? Which she was taken into consideration because it's a member of the family. And again, it's not just about them anymore. And then when their second child was born, kind of the same dynamic happened. Now it's not just Emma that they had to kind of consider as they made decisions, but it was also little Luca, their next child, their son. And this not only affected, right, just my sister and my brother-in-law, but it also affected little Emma. Now Emma had a little brother. If you're young, if you had a little brother not too long ago, right, dynamic changes in your house because now you have to welcome this new brother or sister. And it's important to make this sibling part of your family, and decisions are going to change now because there's a new member of your family. And this member of your family has to be considered when decisions are being made in the home. And the same thing happened with my sister when they had their third child, right? When a child is born into a home, it changes the whole family dynamic. And it does so permanently, right? It's not like after a year of Emma being born, they're like, okay, we're tired of considering Emma and our decisions. Like, let's not consider her anymore. This is too much. No, right? They had to continue to do that, and they're still doing that with their 3 children. She's part of the family. Now, contrast this to when a child is born in your neighbor's home. Not in your home, but in your neighbor's home. If a child is born and the family that lives next to you, this doesn't really change your own family dynamic very much. You may change it a little bit, right? Maybe you'll go visit this new child because, you care about your neighbors. Maybe you'll bring them a couple meals, right, to support them. And maybe, as this child grows older, this neighbor of yours, you'll say hi to him or her, and maybe he'll come over to your house sometimes and play with your children. But ultimately, he goes back to his home. And you're not going to make family decisions, right? Especially important family decisions based on him or her. He is not your child, right? He is not a member of your family. Where am I going with all of this? Jesus was born 2,000 years ago, right? And a lot of things changed for Mary and Joseph when he was born. He was born into this family. They had to care for him. In fact, not too long after he was born, Mary and Joseph had to flee to Egypt. Like, that's complicated. It was complicating their lives, right? Because they had to protect him so he wouldn't be killed. They had to provide for him. But of course, Jesus' birth doesn't only affect, or is not meant to only affect, Mary and Joseph. It's not just an event of the past. God became man. God became a member of the human family. And God did this to be close to us, to be close to you. So this means that in a spiritual way, Jesus desires to be born in your household. He wants to be a member of your own family, of your own heart, because He loves you and wants to be close to you. I think one of the temptations that we have to fight is that sometimes we want to allow Jesus to be born, but only in our neighbor's home, not really in our own. We know his name, yes, and we say hi to him. He's kind of like a cool little guy, right? And we visit him, and yeah, we have him over sometimes because he's a joy and it's good to have him at our home. But at the end of the day, he goes back to his own house, his own home, because he is not truly a member of my family. And so when I make decisions, right, whether it's about finances or how I spend my time, what I kind of hold politically speaking, the extracurricular activities I'm involved with, right, he is not considered in the same way as one of the actual members of my family. Jesus wants to be born in your own home. Has Jesus truly been born in your heart, in your family, in your life? Is he a member of your family and do you consider him as such? Or has he only been born in your neighbor's home? And you have a good relationship with him, but ultimately he lives over there and not over here. I think one of the beautiful things to consider, one of the beautiful things about Jesus' desire to be born in your home, to be born in your heart, to be a member of your own family, is that he is willing to be a part of the messiness of your own life. We usually when we have somebody over at our home, like a guest, they're a guest, right? And so we try to kind of clean up the house a little bit. We try to behave, right? Because they're a guest. We don't want them to see the conflicts of our family or the messiness, right? So we want things to be kind of ordered as much as possible, right? And then when they leave, then chaos ensues, right? Continues. But Jesus does not just want to be a guest, right? Just present when things are neat and in control. No. He wants to be a member of your family. He wants to be present there in all, the joy, the good, the orderly, but also the bad and the messy and the ugly. He wants to be right there with you, in your heart, in your family. Jesus was born in a manger, messy place. As he is born there, what does he bring to this messy place? He brings light and peace and love and joy because he's allowed to enter this messiness for the sake of bringing who he is. This Advent, right, as I was reflecting upon this, I would say I personally have found it so comforting. Right, to see, right, as I see the own shadows of my own heart, the own messiness of my own heart, it is so comforting to know that Jesus wants to draw near that messiness and those shadows. He's not scared of it. And he wants to live there. Not because he likes the chaos necessarily, but because he wants to be present there with me. And he wants to bring his peace, his company, his communion, his light, his love, his healing. As we enter this beautiful Christmas season, I want to invite you to allow Jesus to be a member of your own household, not only your neighbor. Allow him to be born in your heart, your life, your home. Make all decisions in light of the fact that he also is a member of your family. And then allow him not just to be a guest, but allow him to enter truly into the messiness of your own heart so he can bring his presence, his comfort, his light, and his healing.